Yes! There's no blood! Yes! There's no blood!
Sometimes I like to make an original video, and other times I like to remake my old work. Today is the latter. So nearly 7 years ago on my old Just a Robot channel, I made a video power scaling Mecha Cooler. But the audio for that video was absolutely terrible because I recorded it in my car at work. And because this channel is more so focused on power scaling than those channels are, I decided that it was about time to remake my video on Mecha Cooler. Personally speaking, I think he's the most underrated Dragon Ball Z villain of all time. And even in my own video, I was downplaying just how powerful this guy really is. Even other power scaling channels really haven't talked about this guy all too much. Now that's probably because the Dragon Ball community is full of robophobes. But if flesh bags aren't going to talk about this guy, I guess me, a robot, should talk about him. Before everybody starts raging at me in the comments, yes, I am aware other power scalers have talked about this guy, but they haven't talked about him nearly as much as other Dragon Ball characters. But before I go over the power of Mecha Cooler, I have to go over the far more inferior regular Cooler. I really gave this guy the cold shoulder in my last video. He's Frieza's older brother, so just like Frieza, he can breathe in space. Everyone knows that Frieza in his first form destroyed planet Vegeta, which has 10 times the gravity of Earth. Now some power scalers will tell you that if it has 10 times the gravity, then it would require 10 times the energy to destroy. But this is completely wrong. Theoretically, to blow up a planet, you need to destroy its gravitational binding energy. The calculation for planet busting is 3/5 the gravity times the mass squared, and then divided by the ratio of the planet. Scott Manley did a pretty good video about this, and I highly recommend checking it out. For example, Jupiter has about 2.4 times the gravity of Earth, but it would take over 8,000 times the energy to destroy. Life Noggin did a pretty good video about what if the Earth was twice as big. If the density remained the same, it would have 8 times the mass and twice the gravity. So if planet Vegeta had the same density of Earth, it would have 10 times the radius, 10 times the gravity, and 1,000 times the mass. But as you're well aware, planetary explosions in any media, whether it be Star Wars or Dragon Ball, the explosion is meant to entertain the audience, so it's completely unrealistic. Assuming that Alderaan is the same size as Earth, the explosion that the Death Star created was moving so fast that it could have destroyed a planet 50% bigger than Jupiter. If a planetary explosion was made to look realistic in any series, it would look pretty lame. Never forget that writers and animators aren't physicists. Their only job is to entertain you. But because of this, people have calculated the destruction of planet Vegeta to being that of small to large star level. As I always say, power scaling is subjective, so it's up to you if this is large planet level, small star level, or large star level. But keep in mind, this is only first form Frieza. Frieza has 3 more transformations on top of this one, and Cooler has another transformation on top of that. First form Frieza has a power level of 530,000, but according to the Daisenshu, 5th form Cooler has a power level of 470 million. That's nearly 1,000 times that of first form Frieza. And unlike Frieza, Cooler can use the Death Ball, Supernova, whatever that technique is called, instantly. Now some people will bring up the line from Cooler where he said he could blow up the sun, but the thing is, that line is only in the dub, and we also see his Death Ball go into the sun, and the sun wasn't destroyed, it just turned off for a few seconds. However, that being said, in the manga, Goku said to Frieza, you can destroy planets, stars, but you can't kill a single man. So in my opinion, there's more evidence to support that Cooler is star level than not. And if you want even more proof that Cooler is more powerful than Frieza, it is mentioned by Master Roshi that Goku got a lot stronger since he fought Frieza on Namek. And just because 5th form Cooler can instantly charge the Supernova, doesn't mean it's a weak attack at all. Just like how Goku's power level went up when he used the Kamehameha wave against Raditz, Cooler's Supernova was able to give Super Saiyan Goku some trouble, even though Super Saiyan Goku is far more powerful than him. As for the speed calc of Goku's Kamehameha wave sending Cooler into the sun, it only took 28 seconds. On average, it takes light about 500 seconds to go from the sun to Earth. This means that Cooler was sent from Earth to the sun faster than 17.85 times the speed of light. But despite being hit by his own supernova, a Kamehameha wave from a Super Saiyan, and burning up in the sun, Cooler's head still managed to survive. This really shows the survivability of Frieza's race. I mean, Frieza was still alive after having a part of his head blown off, his bottom half being sliced off, and he also looked like like he could really use a hand. So now that we're done with 5th form Cooler, we can move on to the much more superior Mecha Cooler. First, let's go over the new powers of Mecha Cooler. Obviously, much like before, he can survive in space. But he doesn't have the ability to breathe in space, he just doesn't need to breathe at all. So poison gas is not going to work on him. Just like Cell, he can regenerate. And also just like Cell, he gets a Zenkai boost when he regenerates. Oh, and just like Cell, when Goku used instant transmission, Cooler just said to him, "I know what the instant transmission is. It's one of my favorite techniques." Yeah, I always thought Cell was a bit of a rip-off of Mecha Cooler. Also, while this is never directly stated, I'm pretty sure that just like the other androids and cyborgs in Dragon Ball, Mecha Cooler's energy also can't be sensed. Oh yeah, and also he can only be hurt if he's hit really hard. A bunch of weak attacks ain't gonna do anything to him. You have to hit him with a strong attack. When Goku fought 5th form Cooler, it was just after the Frieza saga, but when he fought Mecha Cooler, it was just before the Android saga. But how much stronger did Goku get? Well, Frieza, after he became a cyborg, was more powerful than when he fought Goku. He was confident that he could defeat Super Saiyan Goku at this point. Obviously, Super Saiyan Future Trunks cut him into pieces, but when he used his sword on Goku, he was able to block it with just his finger. After that happened, Goku did 3 more years of training, and then he fought Mecha Cooler. When 5th form Cooler fought Super Saiyan Goku, he punched him right in the stomach, and Goku didn't even flinch, which means at bare minimum, Super Saiyan Goku is twice as powerful as 5th form Cooler. When Goku met Meta Cooler, he could tell by his demeanor that he was a lot more powerful than he used to be, but Goku was confident he could beat him with just Kaioken times 20. Now Kaioken times 20 is, well, a 20 times multiplier. Super Saiyan is a 50 times multiplier, so at bare minimum, Goku is 2.5 times stronger than he was when he fought 5th form Cooler. And at bare minimum, he was twice as powerful as 5th form Cooler back then, so if we really lowball it, Mecha Cooler is 5 times more powerful than 5th form Cooler. But he's probably way more powerful than that. I mean, Goku was going at him without even using Kaioken at first. You know how I brought up that Metal Cooler could use instant transmission just like Goku? Well, Goku and Cooler fought in the, I don't know, instant transmission realm, and Cooler came out on top. So if we highball this, Metal Cooler has instantaneous speed. Yeah, the movie villains are way more powerful than the anime villains. It's even mentioned in the TV guide that Goku and Cooler were fighting in the space that transcends time. And according to the guidebooks, when characters use instant transmission, they travel through the teleportation zone. Now some people have brought up that Goku was in base form when he did this, and if his Super Saiyan form multiplies his power by 50, then Mecha Cooler would be 50 times faster than instantaneous movement. But I disagree with this because the instant transmission has never been shown nor implied to change in terms of speed based on the power of its user. And 50 times instantaneous movement is still instantaneous movement. While he was fighting Super Saiyan Goku, he became even more powerful thanks to his totally not a Zenkai boost ability. How this works is his body is constantly being monitored by the Big Getty Star. Any injury he takes is not only repaired, but the flaws in his design that allowed him to take the injury are also corrected. It took everything Super Saiyan Vegeta and Goku had just to take down one Metal Cooler. Yep, there's more than one. In fact, there's a whole army of them. But how many are there? 1,000? Maybe 10,000? Well, believe it or not, there's actually over 10 billion Mecha Coolers. I know this because according to the back of the box of the Return of Cooler movie, it states that the Z-Fighters clash with the 10 billion Power Warriors. Now when I originally made this video, a lot of people commented, "Oh, I think that just means Mecha Cooler has a power level of 10 billion. Guys, it says the 10 billion Power Warriors. If I said I had 10 billion eggs, would you think I had 10 billion eggs? Or do you think I would have an egg that was worth $10 billion? There's also a lot of Metal Coolers, so I'm assuming when the back of the box says there's 10 billion Power Warriors, it means there's 10 billion Power Warriors. If the back of the box said something along the lines of, Goku and Vegeta fight off against a Power Warrior with a power level of 10 billion, then I guess you would have a point, but it doesn't say that. So that means there are more Metal Coolers than the entire human population of Earth. The Milky Way galaxy is estimated to have about 100 billion stars. If each Mecha Cooler could destroy one star, they would only have to attack 10 times to destroy all the stars. And with instantaneous movement, they could get to those stars pretty fast. Now I know a lot of you are gonna bring up that Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta beat all the 10 billion Mecha Coolers. But they only did that because they overcharged the core of the Big Getty Star. By that same logic, the X-Wing would be small moon level because it blew up the Death Star. But why did Cooler capture Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta in the first place? And why was he capturing the Nameks along with the Z-Fighters? Well, it's because, much like Cell once again, he wanted to absorb their energy into himself. No wonder why this guy got so powerful. He went from planet to planet absorbing energy into himself. So this is not even Metal Cooler's limit. He could have kept on absorbing more and more energy into himself. He could have become 5th form Metal Cooler, or Golden Metal Cooler, or even Black Metal Cooler. There's also a statement that Metal Cooler, or the Big Getty Star, have infinite power. Now I don't think this actually means he has infinite power, just that his power can infinitely grow. So given enough time and resources, he could wipe out the entire universe. If Metal Cooler took over the universe and the Tournament of Power began, he could have just sent 10 Golden Metal Coolers and won. And before you say, oh come on now Jaw, that's complete headcanon, then I direct you to Dragon Ball Heroes, where both 5th form Cooler and Mecha Cooler get a golden form. Now granted, we only see one Golden Metal Cooler, and not a whole bunch of them. Just one Golden Metal Cooler was able to go toe-to-toe with Super Saiyan 3 Cumber. So if there were 10 billion Golden Metal Coolers, well, I think I just found the strongest character in all of Dragon Ball. To put into perspective just how much more powerful Golden Cooler and Golden Metal Cooler are, well, Golden Frieza was able to go toe-to-toe with Super Saiyan God Blue Goku. Back then it was referred to as Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Basically, it was the Super Saiyan transformation on top of the Super Saiyan God transformation. Super Saiyan God Goku in his fight with Beerus, just by accident using his weakest attacks, his punches, was shaking the entire Dragon Ball macrocosm, which by the way contains the universe, heaven, hell, the demon realm, and the Kaioshin realm. Lowball, the Dragon Ball macrocosm is 1,505 times bigger than our own universe. But in the Daisenshu 4 World Guide, it's mentioned that the universe is infinite in size. And because this is a macrocosm and not just the universe, a lot of power scalers have calced this feat to being 4th dimension to even 5th dimensional levels of power. This is because in Trozenshu 4, Beerus's power is outright stated to transcend dimensions. And in Daisenshu 4, it's also mentioned that heaven is a higher dimensional realm. Oh, and I almost forgot, in V-Jump, the battle between Goku and Beerus is referred to as a super dimensional battle. The definition for super is extra or above, so that means their battle was an extra or above dimensional fight. Power scaling is subjective, so scale this however you want. Now you might think that when Goku fought Golden Frieza, he was over 50 times more powerful than when he fought Beerus, but he's actually a lot stronger than that. First of all, he did a lot of training between when he fought Beerus to when he fought Golden Frieza. According to Manga Legendario, an official Dragon Ball guidebook, it stated that Super Saiyan Grade 3, the form Trunks took on when he buffed up against Cell, made him 10 times stronger than a Super Saiyan, and the Super Saiyan form Goku and Gohan had when they fought against Cell is known as Super Saiyan Grade 4. This has the same benefits as Super Saiyan Grade 3 without any of the drawbacks. So yeah, Super Saiyan God Blue is actually more like 500 times more powerful than Super Saiyan God. So that would mean that the Golden form is also a 500 times multiplier. Now you know how I said Golden Mecha Cooler took on Super Saiyan 3 Cumber? Well, I lied, he actually defeated him. In just his base form, Cumber took on Super Saiyan God Blue Kaioken Vegito. And yes, this is post-Tournament of Power Vegito. And if Super Saiyan 3 Cumber is 400 to 4,000 times more powerful, yeah, I take back what I said. It wouldn't take 10 Golden Metal Coolers to win the Tournament of Power. It would just take one. Broly was evenly matched with Super Saiyan God Blue Vegito, who wasn't even using Kaioken, so I'm pretty sure that Golden Metal Cooler could one-shot him. And finally, we have Metal Cooler from Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. He gained a power boost from the Demon God, and he was on par with an amped Golden Frieza. And I want to make it clear, this is normal Mecha Cooler, not Golden Mecha Cooler. When Master Ultra Instinct Goku entered entered the xenoverse realm, Super Saiyan 4 Xenoverse Goku was impressed by his level of power. It's also stated that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Cumber, and Xenoverse Goku are the 3 most powerful characters in the Prison Planet arc. And if Black Frieza is more powerful than Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, then you can barely imagine just how powerful Black Mecha Cooler would be. But how would Cooler go about reaching this form? Well, when Cooler achieved his golden form, he achieved it because, according to himself, anything his little brother can do, he can do as well. So that means if Frieza can achieve his black form, then Cooler can probably do the same. At bare minimum, 5th form Black Cooler would be roughly 4 times more powerful than Black Frieza. And at bare minimum, Black Metal Cooler would be over 20 times more powerful than Black Frieza. And if there was 10 billion Black Metal Coolers, well, I think he would be able to take on the entire Dragon Ball Omniverse. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you want me to go over the other versions of Cooler from the video games, get this video to 3,000 likes! Also, unfortunately, as I was working on this video, I received the sad news about Toriyama's passing. He was the creator of Dragon Ball, and he has touched the lives of many people. I of course didn't know the guy personally, but I am sad to see the greatest cartoonist in the universe go. None of us can live forever, but hopefully through his work, Toriyama will live forever through Dragon Ball. Goodbye, Toriyama. You will be missed.